Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What next for Raila Odinga after Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper leader, who was Raila Odinga's running mate in 2013 and 2017, issued new demands before joining the Azimio la Umoja movement? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because yesterday, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka addressed the nation. And he left Kenyans more confused. Kenyans really don't understand where Kalonzo Musyoka stands after that particular statement. Whether he's ditching Raila Odinga, whether he's going to support Raila Odinga, or whether he's going to go alone, or whether he's going to join William Samoei Arap Ruto. But what next for Raila Amolo Odinga? In this video today, I want us to do a critical analysis of Kalonzo Musyoka's speech. Basically, what next for Raila Amolo Odinga after Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka issued those new demands. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, what we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing you can do is to click the subscribe button, listen to the analysis, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, the channel cannot be where it is. The only request I make for you guys is to give this particular video a thumbs up. For those who can, because it's very easy. That's one way of supporting the channel. You can also share the video in your WhatsApp group, Facebook, and any other place. And importantly, you can also drop your comment. Now, let us get back to the main issue, and I don't want to consume a lot of your time. The first question: why is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka issuing new demands to Raila Odinga? The truth of the matter is that on Saturday, Jubilee Party and ODM Party held their NDC. And from those NDC, it was clear that Raila Odinga is basically going to be the Azimio presidential candidate. So Kalonzo Musyoka did not attend Raila Odinga's NDC which took place, ODM NDC, which took place at Kasarani. And questions were raised. And I remember personally dedicating a whole video on the fact that Kalonzo Musyoka decided not to attend Raila Odinga's party's NDC at Kasarani. But why is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka piling new pressure on Raila Odinga at this point? He had the entire 5 years or 4 years to pile pressure to release whatever he released yesterday. But why is he doing that now? Number one, Raila Odinga is currently desperate. Let me say Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta must defeat his deputy. And just like King reminded him, if he won't be able to defeat William Ruto, then he should be ready for the consequences. So President Uhuru Kenyatta, being the President of the Republic of Kenya, used the NIS and arrived at the conclusion that the only person who can defeat William Samoei Arap Ruto is none other than Raila Odinga. So anything which is going to stop Raila Odinga from becoming the president is actually hurting President Uhuru Kenyatta directly. And in their thinking, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have figured out that if they were to receive the backing of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, then they will definitely win in the first round. And if they won't be able to get the backing of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, let's say Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka supports William Ruto, then that's going to really confuse the equation, considering the fact that already Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula have left. So politics is a game of perception. And should Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka decide to go alone, then again it might force them to go for a raid, something they don't want. So Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta are currently desperate. And because of their desperation, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is going to milk them dry. Because how many days are we left with? We are only left with 9 days for anybody who wants to join any coalition to enter into that coalition. Remember, yesterday, One Kenya Lands movement was supposed to sign some agreement. They didn't. Today, Martha Karua issued a statement that they are not ready to sign that agreement. So even in One Kenya Lands movement, there is confusion. But remember, we have a window of 9th. So Raila Odinga is desperate, and therefore Kalonzo Musyoka is doing everything to milk out of it. Number two, Kalonzo Musyoka is under pressure from his supporters. Mutula Kilonzo wants to be the governor for Makueni. The easiest way for him to be the governor of Makueni is if Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is on the ballot. Because if Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is not on the ballot, someone can come with another political party under that banner of Azimio, like it has always happened down there, and that individual is likely to win. So several of them, you talk of Dan Manzo, you talk of Senator Wambua, most of them are keen on milking from Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So they are putting pressure on Kalonzo Musyoka not to agree to join Azimio. In fact, Kalonzo Musyoka is also under pressure even from his own supporters who would want to see him on the ballot. And without being on the ballot, then it means he has to figure out how he's going to tell them. Number 3, Kalonzo Musyoka is demanding indirectly the running mate. If you listened to his speech, he was alluding to the fact that he's willing to negotiate, but those negotiations will have to be based on the 2017 agreement. That 2017 agreement was between two principals. He made it very clear that it was not between NASA. It was between the two principals. In those agreements, Raila Odinga was to be presidential candidate and he was to be the running mate. So he's willing to say that he's willing to work with Raila Odinga, but under those conditions, that Raila Odinga is a presidential candidate and he's a running mate. So basically, he's raising his stakes for the running mate. And number 4, I also believe that it's about proper negotiations. He wants to justify to his people that there are no other options, but this is the best deal I got for you. And number 5, in my view, Kalonzo is telling Raila Odinga indirectly that I deserve respect. You see, we are in a situation where someone like Sifuna has been attacking Kalonzo. So many ODM supporters and even leaders are saying like Kalonzo does not have any value. Personally, I've always believed that if you want the Kampa votes, go to Kalonzo. Number 6, why he's putting these demands is because of the Ukambani governors. Kalonzo believes that Raila Odinga is keen on working more with Ukambani governors than he's keen with working with him. So Kalonzo Musyoka joining Azimio would mean he will be in the same level with Alfred Mutua, Professor Kibutha Kibwana, Charity Ngilo. That's something he's not keen on. And lastly, I think he's also keen on trying to raise profile. But what next for Raila Odinga? What do you think Raila Odinga can do? Let me ask you. Let me just ask you. Just take your time. What next? What do you think Raila Odinga can do? I'm just reading your comments, by the way. What next? Just type them. Very brief. What next? What do you think Raila Odinga should do next? In my view, Raila Odinga can do these 5 things. Number 1, he can leave the negotiations to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is already the Azimio la Umoja's patron. That's based on the agreement. He's going to be the patron. If you listen to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, he's very comfortable with President Uhuru Kenyatta leading these negotiations. And of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta tried the much he could to bring these guys together. Mudavadi Weta left. Gideon Moi, Jirongo, I think are in the box. You remember even during the Jubilee NDC, he even gave someone like Amason King a chance to speak. So the president is trying because he wants an alliance. But negotiating with Kalonzo, that one is something which I think Raila Odinga and ODM party should forget about. They should have President Uhuru Kenyatta sitting here. So if they want to communicate if Raila wants to communicate something to Kalonzo, he tells Uhuru, Uhuru tells Kalonzo. So basically, I think the negotiations should be left to President Uhuru Kenyatta. So that if you are keen, President Uhuru Kenyatta has done something. All major political parties have signed an agreement with Jubilee. On the other side, how many parties have signed with ODM? So basically, because of that kind of arrangement, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta can decide that, let me sign this agreement on your behalf. The only challenge is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is insisting on the Azimio One Kenya movement, which would mean another alliance of 2 coalitions, which the current political parties act does not allow. So unless they transform One Kenya alliance into a political party, that's what I'm understanding as at now. So that's number 1. He can leave the negotiations to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Number 2 is the counter narrative. Kalonzo Musyoka has been speaking. And Raila Odinga and his team apart from Sifuna, are silent. If you ask me, what they need is a counter narrative. A counter narrative means simple thing. Raila Odinga should come out and explain to Kenyans what he believes is the truth about the whole thing. Kalonzo Musyoka went as far as giving out that coalition agreement. Makau Mutua, who was the custodian of this document, who now supports Raila Odinga, should come out and point out certain facts which are in that document. Edwin Sifuna, as the UDM Secretary General, has been trying to explain how they gave Wiper money, you know, how the amount of money they've received was supposed to be shared and how much they've given them. That's not enough. Because this case now, what Kalonzo has done, he has thrown it to the public court. Edwin Sifuna, Raila Odinga should also decide to throw it to the public. If there's a document transferring money from ODM party's account to Wiper, this is the time for them, in my view, to release that document so that Kenyans will be the judge there. So that's number 2, counter narrative. If they won't do that, then I can assure them it's going to be a long day. We are going to have 9 days, which are going to be very long, because even opponents are taking advantage of this, their opponents. Number 3, Raila Odinga and his brigades should now focus their attention on Azimio, especially the 12th event, where Raila Odinga is supposed to be unveiled as the presidential candidate. Why am I saying so? You see, what's going to happen is that Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta are going to be dragged in all this. You know, the opponents are going to take advantage. Kalonzo will be dragging them for meetings here and there. You know, someone was telling me, someone just asked me, like, Lee, is it possible that Raila Odinga has been moving around the country, popularizing Azimio, La Umoja, doing everything? Then Kalonzo Musyoka just comes from nowhere and is given the Azimio La Umoja ticket. Can it work? And the guy really equated this to someone who is not pregnant and another woman heavily pregnant. And once the heavily pregnant goes to the ward, the one who was not pregnant is now claiming the baby. It can't work like that. So I think they should now focus on Azimio, because as long as they're not focusing on Azimio, focus will be shifting to these other guys. Tomorrow they have planned rallies. Those are the rallies they should focus on. And by the way, talking of Azimio, I've been receiving a lot of, you know, I know I read the comments here. A lot of guys have been asking me where Lee Kinyanjui went to. I want to be honest. I don't know where Lee Kinyanjui is. Whether it's around, it's not around, I don't know. But these guys need to focus now on Azimio. Number 4 is the checkmate. This one I think Raila Odinga has done so well. So if Kalonzo is not willing, let Ngilu, let Mutua, let Professor Kivuta Kibwana take over. The question is, can those 3 Ukambani governors deliver the Kamba votes to Raila Odinga? If you ask me, I don't think these 3 governors can deliver. Though perceptionally, they can organize very successful rallies in Ukambani for these guys, which help in creating perception. But real numbers, I don't think the guy who has that ability to deliver real numbers in Ukambani without lying is none other than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And lastly, Raila Odinga can assume everything and drive to Kalonzo Musyoka's home and tell Kalonzo, I'm here. Tell me what you want. Where's your problem? Let us negotiate and conclude this thing here. So he can accept to go to Kalonzo, then they renegotiate or they negotiate. I don't know what to think, but in my view, those are the only options now available for Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.